Hi, my name is Art Craig. I'm the head football coach at Timberland High School. I've been a football coach for 24 years and a head football coach for 14. The last 11 years, I've had an opportunity to be here at Timberland High School, where we have been able to have a record of 143-36. We just won our first state championship in school history with a 14-1 record. We were the 2011 2A Division I state champs. We did this by incorporating the Flexbone pistol, and we feel like that this was one of the reasons we were able to get over the top. And so what I'm going to do right now is talk a little bit about how we implemented it, who we got it from, why we did the Flexbone pistol. We feel like that this was the reason we were able to get over the top. In 2008, we were 13-1. In 2009, we were 12-1. In 2010, we were 12-1. We'd lost to the same team for 3 straight years. We were looking for something that we thought would be a little different, but yet allow us to stay within what we were doing. By incorporating this offense, we were able, again, to go 14-1 and win our first state championship in school history. Again, in 2011, we were 2A Division I state champs. We won our first state championship in school history. We had a 14-1 record. Over the past 4 years, we've had a 51-4 record. That is a winning percentage of 93%. That is the highest winning percentage in the state of South Carolina over the last 4 years. We have averaged over 40 points per game for the past 4 years also. We decided on implementing the Flexbone and the pistol, and we call it now the Wolf Gun. This offense we got from Tony Anise, who was at Muskegon High School and was at Grand Rapids Community College. We felt like after we saw this offense, this was something we had to do. I saw his cut-ups on YouTube, got in touch with him, and I was amazed at how efficient his offense was by staying within the Flexbone system, but yet having his quarterback in a modified pistol look. Why did we want to implement this offense? We were constantly having to block 8, 9 defenders, sometimes even 10. We felt like if we incorporated this offense, we would be able to spread the defense. We also had the skilled people where we felt like we could move the ball around, get the ball out on the perimeter, and actually throw the ball. We also had a 5'6", 160-pound quarterback, and we had a 5'8", 170-pound center, which is a lot different than we've had in the past. And we were worried about being under center and having the defense being able to disrupt our offense. The advantages of the Wolf Gun. We felt like the quarterback would be able to see the alignment of the defense better. He would be able to see his checks better. And we felt like he would be able to get us in a better play more times. We felt like that running the pistol also allowed us for a safer mesh. And also we found that we spent less time teaching the inside veer, the midline, and the outside veer with this offense. It greatly increased the production of our passing game also. And to our players, we were in a spread offense. And as many of us coaches know, if the players think they're in a spread offense, they tend to have more fun and be more excited about the offense. Some of our numbers from this past year. We took 556 rushing snaps for 3,789 yards, and we scored 73 rushing touchdowns. We were able to average 6.81 yards per carry. We also took 145 passing snaps, which is more passing snaps than we've taken since I've been here. We were able to complete 75 completions for 1,088 yards and 16 touchdowns. We also only threw 4 interceptions all year long. Of the 701 snaps we took, we only took 10 snaps under center all year long. Half of those snaps came basically from our own 1-foot line going out, and then we took basically 5 other snaps the rest of the year. The thing that we were more impressed with is that we never had a fumble where we lost possession of the ball between the quarterback and the center all year long. That was the first time that's ever happened to me as a head football coach here. The thing this offense also did, we were able to beat a team that had beat us the past 3 years, keeping us from playing in the state championship game. It allowed us to get to the state championship for the first time since 2006, and we were able to win the school's first state championship in school history. We were able to keep all our formations with this offense. We were able to use our tight ends, our tackles, and we were able to do everything that we were doing before out of our Flexbone, but we were able to be more efficient, and we felt like that this offense, again, was a lot of fun for our players. Our formations never changed as far as what we were doing. All our formations based out of an eagle formation, which was a double split, double wing, and everything else followed suit from an eagle stack to an eagle close, over eagles. We also added king and queen calls. The thing that we also liked about our offense, we were able to get into our empty sets without having any kind of confusion for our players. Again, our quarterback was able to see the field a lot better, and it was just a more efficient type of offense for us. When we added our tight ends, again, we did not really have to change anything we were doing. We were able to put our wing here. We were able to get in our oversets. We were able to get in twins, empty, and we also used our king and queen sets with our tight end. These two formations here allowed us to still run some of our wing T offense that we like to run as far as the buck sweep, the fullback trap, and the downs. We were also able to get in our trips formation, trips with a tight end. We also added tight end trips. We've gotten regular open looks. We were able to get nasty trips. We were even able to get into our flanker look and split back some. We also got in an I formation and again got in empties. The thing we liked about this offense, we could get in any formation we wanted to, run any play we wanted to, and it did not confuse our players. Our goal line did not have to change as we still used our two tight double wing. Okay, we also got in unbalanced formations. We also got in our hammer formations. We also got in this, what we called beast. We could do anything we wanted to do without confusing our kids, and we felt like that was advantageous to us as far as being successful. Our player personnel didn't change. We were able to keep all our numbering system the same. We did not have to change any of that. When we brought our tight end in, nothing changed. We were able to go, again, to our trips. Our player personnel is X, 2, 3. Our backside is our X again. We were able to get in our empty formations. When we do get in our empty formations, all we do is take a 4 out, which is our fullback, and put a Z in there. When we do want to keep our fullback in with an empty formation, then all we do is give them a yellow call for the left, a purple call for the right. Our motions in our offense are A, B, C, D, E, F. We always motion from left to right. If we wanted to motion our 3 back all the way out to here, all we would call is eagle, 3D, and that tells our 3 where he's going in motion at. We have motions that go across. We have zip motions, zap motions. We have jet, which is our jet sweeps. We had Wofford motion, which is our toss package. And we have our show. And you'll see examples of all of these plays and all the DVDs we're doing. Here's some other motions that we do so you can understand. We can motion our 2 out of trips back across. We can also, this is our zap motion, and this is our zip motion. Our zip takes our player across the line of scrimmage. Our zap motion takes our backs away from the play. This is talking about our jet motion. Our jet motion is behind the quarterback, in between the fullback. Our Wofford motion is behind the fullback. What you will see in this series of DVDs is the implementation of the Flexbone pistol snap, implementation of the inside veer, midline, outside veer, Flexbone passing game, complementary plays, multiple formations, goal line package, and no huddle concepts. Today we're going to be talking about implementing the Timberland Flexbone pistol passing game. And we're going to cover how we call plays. Then we're going to also cover our quick game, our play action game, and our sprint out game. And if you're interested in getting the snap and how we do that, that has been covered on our first 3 DVDs on the Flexbone pistol midline, inside veer, and outside veer. And so if you need some information on that, you're more than welcome to go to those DVDs. The first thing we're going to talk about, again, is our passing game. We felt like that our passing game this year going to the Flexbone pistol was 2 times better than we've ever been before. First of all, we passed for over 1,000 yards. We had 75 completions. We threw for 16 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions. That was close to doubling our output for the last couple of years. And we felt like being in the pistol, Flexbone pistol, allowed our quarterback to see the field better and allowed us to get the ball to our receivers by splitting our wings out to 5 yards versus the normal 2x2 in your normal Flexbone. We felt like the defense had to choose how they were going to play us. They either had to come inside and play the run or either go outside and defend the pass, and either way, we just felt like we put the defense in a real bad situation. So we feel is that our passing game, first of all, we feel like it's simple. It has to be simple because a lot of our kids play both ways. And so they'll turn around and play offense and turn around and play defense. They're on special teams. So first thing we want to do is have a simple passing game, but also make it be effective. We also felt like that the Flexbone pistol allowed us to have multiple formations, and it allowed us the formation in order for us to get what we wanted. And the next thing we wanted to make sure that our players not only thought it was simple, but they understood everything about our passing games. And then we also wanted our kids to not have to memorize everything, because we knew we didn't want our kids in the fourth quarter to be tired and having playing offense and defense and then having to go in motion and remember where they are versus receiver 1, 2, or 3 and make a mistake that could cost us a game. So we wanted to be able to put things on an armband and be able to make it very efficient. Our passing card, which is on our armband, is really, we feel, simple, but yet it allows us to do just about anything we want. The armband, when you see it, will have the name of the play, and then it has route 1, route 2, route 3. The purpose of this is so the players will know their routes no matter what their position on the field is. And what we talked about, even if they motion or whatever, it doesn't really affect any of their learning because all they have to do is look at their band and know where they're going to be when they end up. And we feel like having this armband here has been a real plus to us. And what we do is, to explain it a little bit here, is these first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays here, these first 7 plays, those are all designed for our quick game. That's for our either 1-step or 3-step passing game. And the kids know that. And so what we'll do is we all name our plays here. Our kids, our players, help us name our plays. Every year we'll come in and we'll, like right now, I've got a group of my seniors coming in that are skilled people, and I'll say, all right, what do you want to call this play this year? Like I said in previous DVDs, we do not use a numbering system to call our plays, okay? Well, all our plays have just names on them. Instead of using 36 power, we may just have one name. That play may be Vern or Kirk or Kyle. And so our kids help us name our plays. So these are all the plays that we have. Our first play, let's say here's Duke, okay? And you see 1, you see 2, and you see 3 there. If we're in trips or spread right, and you're the outside receiver, you know you're running an in. If you're the second receiver, you know you're running an in. If you're the third receiver, you know you're running a speed out. So what this allows for, even if we're in our eagle formation, which is double split, double wing, and we motion, wherever you end up in motion, that's where you'll be on this band here. So you never have to worry about if you're motioning across, am I the number 1 receiver, am I the number 2 or number 3? All you do is you'll look on your band and say, well, I'm going to end up at number 2, so I know I'll run the end. Same thing for this Falcon route here. If we're running Falcon and you know that you're the number 1 guy, you know you're running a fade. So when we know huddle and you line up, if you hear my quarterback, he'll call the formation first, eagle, and then he'll call the action, what's going to set our protection. He may go eagle, rattler, or falcon. That's going to tell us what kind of protection we're using. And then the third thing he's going to tell you is that one of those words there. He'll go eagle, rattler, falcon. And so when you see falcon, if you're number 1, you know you're running a fade. If you're number 2, you're running an arrow. And if you're number 3, you're running a vertical. And I'll let you see it a little more as we move on. But this right here has been very good for our kids. It allows us to get just about every route we want in. And then what we also do is, just to help ourselves out, is we will add a tree. And all you football guys know a tree is numbered from 0 to 9. And all these trees, each number has a route. So what this allows us to do is we can tag one of these receivers when we want to. Let's say that we want an in and a speed out, but we want this guy here to run a fade. You know, we can just call number 1 here. We can give him a 9 call, okay, in that route, and then they'll know what they're doing. So it really allows us to pretty much do what we want. Now, these routes right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, those are mostly our 5-step or our sprint out package, okay? So these are our deeper routes. So now you know if we want to run like a sprint out, is like we call our sprint out package is Rusty or Wallace. If we want to go Eagle, Rusty, Florida. So now number 1 knows he's got to come back, 2's got a corner. What we also do, if the formation is balanced, if we've got double split, double wing, and we call a route to the right side, the left side will mirror them. And then the last thing, if we're in spread right, which would be trips to one side and a single receiver back to the other side, he will mirror the outside receiver away from him unless we tag him. So again, we feel like that our passing game is very, very efficient with what we do. Our passing card, well, now we'll give you an example how we would call this. An example of how this works is we will call the formation first. Like I said, we'll call eagle. Then we will call the protection, okay? Rattler or leopard. Leopard's left, rattler's right. This will set the protection for our offensive line. It also tells our fullback where to go. When we do our quick game, like leopard and rattler is our quick game, the reason we call it leopard and rattler, we want our fullback to know he'll always go away from things that bite. So we go leopard and rattler, so he'll go away. Word association, that's what we use with our guys. If they can associate a word with something, males are more likely to pick up and remember things when they have association with it, okay? Like I said, this also tells our defense what to do, our center what to do. That way he can call our slide protection, or he can tell us what we want to do. And then we'll call our route as falcon. So this play here, if we want to go eagle, leopard, falcon, we only have to say 3 words to all our guys on offense, and they know everything we're doing. And we have several different ways we can call that. We can signal it in. We'll have an armband where we can just tell them to go to we can go eagle, 23 falcon. That'll tell them to go to a certain play. Or what we can actually do is we can actually have it also where we just tell them everything without the band. So we have several ways that we can do it. For our play action, passing game, if we want to have a play action, we just put the letter P in front of the word. And I know that sounds easy, and it really is. And just to give you an example, if we want to fake the jet motion and throw off of it, our jet is called Jerry and J-Lo, okay? So if we want to do play action with that, we'll just, let's say our formation's eagle. We'll go eagle, P Jerry, which means play action, P Jerry, and then we'll give them a route, switch, or falcon, or whatever we want to do. And then if we wanted to fake the Wofford toss or something on there, then, we can go Tiger Right, P. Olga, and then we'll call whatever route we want. So that's how we call our plays for our passing game. Just so you can see it all together right now. Right now, if we have an example of a pass play, let's say we've got Eagle, Rattler, Falcon. That is a pass play there. The kids know we're in Eagle. Rattler means we're going to the right. That means our fullback's blocking left, okay, and our offensive line will go right. They'll pick up right. And we've got Falcon. So now we've got Falcon here. If I'm number 1, I'm fade. Number 2, I'm arrow. Number 3, I'm vertical. That's how we would call that. What we want you to do also is just to see, maybe have a little better reference point to what we're doing when we call our plays. This is like our protection. This is quick game left. Our old call we would call 31. Now our new call is what we call leopard. We feel like by putting words with this, our kids are going to identify with that more and are less likely to mess up whenever we call our plays. Like our sprint out game used to be 90 and 80. Now we can call Wallace and Rusty. Rusty Wallace is a race car driver, and so we're thinking about sprinting out, so we're trying to get out there as quick as we can. Again, a reference point there, okay? So that's how we do our passing plays. And you'll see right now what we're getting ready to go into. We're going to go into the quick passing game, and you'll see how all this is going to tie in together with what we just discussed. Our quick passing game will consist of either a one-step or three-step drop for our quarterback. Since we're in the pistol and we're 2.5 yards from the center, that's according to what we call it, what we want him to do. And I'm going to explain on here how we do our steps. You'll be able to see our quarterback go through his steps to the right and to the left. And then what you'll also be able to see actual game footage on our quick game with different formations and how we try to do some things to try to hurt people. Our quick game, again, is our one-step, okay? Mostly we use a hitch, speed out, slant, fade game. And again, in the quick game, this was a deadly combination for us. And let's be honest, if you're going to be an option team and you're going to throw the ball, you're going to have to really pick 4 or 5 routes that you do and do them real well. I've talked about in other DVDs about how our practice schedule went. And what we would do is we would go out and stretch, and then we'd do PSK, punt, snap, kick. Then we would go through whatever special teams we're doing that day. Then we would go to offensive individual. My quarterbacks would go over. They would do all the footwork, and then they would go into inside veer, midline, outside veer steps. They would have the fullback come over. He would do some things with them. Then whatever time we had left over, which is usually about 10 minutes, we would sprint down to the receivers. And every day with the receivers, we would take 10, 15 minutes and throw this quick game. We knew we were going to be able to throw the speed out, the hitch, the fade, the slant. We knew what we were going to be able to throw those things, and then we would take whatever we thought that week that we could do, and those are the things that we would really focus on. If we felt like we were going to get soft corners that week and we thought we could throw the hitch and the speed out, that's where we would spend more time. But you've got to let your quarterback spend a lot of time with your receivers, because if you do not, and then it's game situations and they don't make the plays, you're the one to blame, not the kids. Again, it's the old adage, it's not what you know, but it's what they know. So, again, all of our routes have names that the players are familiar with. So, and also, our players, they help name our plays. We've already talked about we can add tags or add names, and we've talked about examples, okay? A Reno route, which is our hitch route, and then what we'll do is, if we want to go hitch and go, the kids came up, well, Coach, since we call this Reno, why don't we call the hitch and go Ringo? And so they were able to identify Reno and Ringo together. And I think when you let your kids take ownership to it, and then they have some, they help you name things like that, then, they'll actually remember it a lot better. Again, our quick game is called leopard left and rattler right. We talked about this a little bit before. We want this to be for our fullbacks, so he'll know he'll always go away from things that bite. And then, again, it lets our center set our defense, our offense, so we know what we're going to do. Now what you're going to see our quarterback, okay? What he's going to do is this is our rattler, this is our quick game, okay? And you're going to see him take a snap, okay? And you're going to see him get his feet, and you're going to see him throw here. And that way, this is what we did every day with our X's. You'll see him take the snap, 1, 2, there. Now, understand, too, that my quarterback is 5'6". So you have to understand that where if you're 6'5" or 6'3" or so whatever, you may be able to take that snap and just hop and go. But for him, he needed to get that little hitch in there to make sure we got the ball where we needed to. But you can see in this stance right here, he's got the ball back, he's here, his eyes are downfield, okay? He's got his eyes on his target, and then you're going to see him let go of the ball and finish. Remember, he has them be, whenever you're throwing, you have to finish up square to your target. Again, see him here, right there. You can see him finishing up square. Back, throw, and follow through. That's our rattler game, and it's that quick, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to do, let's talk about our leopard game. And I actually got this from working a camp at Clemson because I watched how they did this with their hitch, speed out. We call it a turn two approach. Just imagine that you're a shortstop, okay? You're a shortstop, and you're getting a flip from the second baseman, and you're going to turn two. You're going to take the ball here, you're going to drag your foot over the base, and then you're going to flip the ball at first, trying to turn two. We're using the same approach for our quarterback here to get the ball out of our hands as quick as we can. And honestly, we were better throwing the ball to our left than we were to our right, even though my quarterback is right-handed because he got the ball out of his hands so quick. And you'll be able to see some footage here where that happens. But but you have to practice it, and once he gets it, that's a nice little drill. You can see him right here, see him drag his foot there, and turn two. I'm going to let you see it again. He comes here. Now, my quarterback takes a little step back when he does it. Why? Because he's 5'6". He's got to see over his line, okay? But you can see him, and what he's going to end up doing is he's stepping back, but he's stepping here, and when he throws, he's throwing to his target. Because when you're right-handed and you're throwing to your left, what you tend to do is leave your hips open. And when you leave your hips open, that's where the ball flies or it doesn't go wherever you want it to. Doing it this way, you can see the hips stay closed right here. His hips aren't open, so you've got less chance of throwing a bad ball, especially away from your dominant hand, where if you miss most times here, you end up getting a pick six and getting yourself in trouble. Let you see it through again. You can see him there, slide, and see now his hips are right at his target, okay? In any sport you play, wherever your hips go, the ball goes, whether it's baseball, football, basketball. If you're playing basketball and your hips are here and you shoot, the ball's going here, okay? Same thing in baseball. If you're hitting a baseball and your hips open, you have no power. Everything deals with here, and that's the same thing here. My quarterback has real good form there. Let you see it one more time because I think it's real important. There's your slide and follow through right there. What we're going to go to now is we're going to go to some of our actual game routes and let you see some things that we did. Again, our passing game was very important to us. We feel like this was the reason that we were able to win the state championship this year. We've always been able to run the football, but this here with 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns was the reason that we were able to move to the state championship and win our first one. One of our favorite routes, okay, down here close to the goal line, is we get in what we call eagle close right here. We get in eagle close. We love this formation because I've said in other DVDs, when you get in a formation, you're trying to do two things, either compress the defense or spread the defense. Here we have the defense compressed. So we're either going to try to outflank you, okay, or we're going to try to toss it, or what we're going to do is get everybody moved inside here and try to hit you on a little fader. This was our best route to run our Falcon route, which our Falcon route, remember, is the fade, Okay, we have just gotten a turnover right here, and what we're trying to do, we also knew that we just gotten a turnover, their corner was hurt, you can see them run a kid on the field, so we were going at them right here, right now, first play. You'll see my quarterback right here, he's looking, and we're checking right now. We're checking at this play, you can see. Right here, we get the fade, and we actually took advantage of something. Now, offensive line blocking wise, we didn't do the best job here, but what we're supposed to do is, on our quick game, we're supposed to aim for the outside leg, and we're supposed to turn and crab, okay? The biggest mistake our offensive linemen make is they keep their head down, and so they miss their target. You got to keep your head up, aim for the outside knee, and crab, and try to use your whole body. But you'll see right here in the middle, we didn't do a real good job, but because we were in the pistol, 2.5 yards deep, they were not able to get to my quarterback, whereas if we'd have been under center, he may have been in trouble here. You'll see again. They got the check. Watch right here. Watch. See, they got stunts in here, and we miss them. They stunted everybody. But because, again, we were in the pistol, we were able to see that and get a score there right before half. We're again, now what we're in what we call a tiger formation, okay? Tight end wing, split end wing. Again, compressed defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people right here. 8, 9 people right there, okay? Right, and this is how we would call this play right here. Tiger right, Rattler, Falcon. Tiger right, Rattler, Falcon. That's all we've got right there, okay? If we were on the bands, if we wanted to call a number on there, we'd go Tiger right. Whatever Rattler was on that band, okay, whether it's play 65, 55, or whatever, we'd go Tiger right, 55 Falcon. And then that's what we would call. Also, our Falcon play has another name to it. Also, we'll call 2 or 3 different things. But again, Tiger right, Rattler, Falcon. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense right there. And see, the thing is, we didn't have a great snap. The quarterback was able to handle it. And that goes back to what we were talking about on the snap. If you're ready and you get a bad snap, you can handle it. But if you're sitting back there with your hands down and that ball would have went where it did, we would have never been able to make that play. So those are things that you need to be able to cover in practice. All right, now we're going to also see an eagle formation, okay, double split, double wing, and now we're going to call Indiana. Indiana's the old in route, okay, and we're going to run a speed out behind it. But now what we've done is now we have the defense, instead of compressed, we have them spread. Okay, now we're in eagle. So we've got them spread. So we've got an alley right here that we want to take advantage of. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You'll see what happens on this route here. All right, now, first thing I want to point out, we've got a speed out here. That holds this linebacker. That's forcing this linebacker to come here. They're in a 4-4. He has to run him. When he runs here, it opens this alley right here. So now my X1-2 gets in the seam, and my quarterback, see him standing tall here at 5'6". That looks, for him, that is a nice look for us. He gets a nice ball in there, and it's a nice play. I'll just let you see it all together move at one time without me stopping it. Bounces on his feet, gets a nice ball. quarterback at 5'6", he was tall, bounced on his feet. Fullback went away. Why? Because it was a rattler. Remember, fullback goes away from things that bite. So that was a nice play for us. Now, this is our Ohio route. What we call Ohio is an out, and then what we do, we take the inside guy and run a seam. We used to stop that guy and let him read it, but it caused too much congestion in there. So now we just take the inside guy on the Ohio route. He's here, and he's running straight down, okay? If the guy does not run with him, and this look here, we would have hit him here. But this is just an Ohio route. Out of an eagle, again, we've got the defense spread. You're going to see right here, quick speed out, there, okay? 6 yards, 7 yards, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 3. I know didn't seem very hard, but for a team that runs the Flexbone, that is a tough play for the defense, because now they have to decide what they want to do. Like I said earlier, do you want to help out on the option game, or do you want to help out with the pass game? Now, we have this play in here because I want you to see this is about as deep of a ball as we threw all year long. We threw it a couple of times. Again, we're in an eagle formation here, okay? We've got the defensive spread, but they're not thinking pass. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's nobody here, okay? There's nobody here. So they're not really even honoring the fact that we're in eagle. And you're going to see right here. And what we were able to do here, okay, obviously we had a penalty, so we went, this is our penalty, okay, so now we come back, and we've got spread left. Again, look at, they're not really honoring a whole lot here, but what we do have is we've got an athlete here, 6'2" guy. But what I was wanting to show you, this was about as deep as we threw the ball all year long, and we still threw for 1,000 yards. And that's just throwing the ball in a hole there. And that's throwing it in a hole. Okay, we talk about motions. All right, I've talked about, initially we talked about motioning. What we're going to do here, well, this is our eagle formation. We're going to motion back across. Remember, our motions go A, B, C, D, E, F. So what we're going to do is we're going to go eagle. This is our two backs. We're going to eagle, 2, C, leopard, falcon. So what we're going to do, we're going to motion him here. Since he goes to C, he knows he's a number 2 guy. And on leopard falcon, he's got the falcon, he's got the out, and he's going to run opposite. And the good thing is it's on their band. They don't have to worry about memorizing where they need to go. Right there. Let's see it one more time. Again, that looks just like a simple little play, but for us in the past, that has been hard for us to do because we were underneath center, especially last year with my quarterback there, underneath center. If we'd have been underneath, he would have had to take a 3-step drop and then throw over the guy, and then we just would have struggled with that. But you can see the 2 goes in motion. He's here on the out, got no pressure up front. Our line did a really good job of crabbing here. Again, you can see up front. Watch here. Right there. And gives us a 4th and short there. Gives us a 4th and short. Now, this is the formation that I had on an earlier DVD when we talked about being in twins with the tight end wing here. This is what I was talking about whenever we ran. We had this on the outside veer. This is where we came back. We ran here and ran the outside veer. This is the very same drive. Okay, now what we're going to do, we talked about this guy here. What does he want to do? Does he want to have to play option, or does he want to have to play pass? Well, since he's not really helping us with the pass, this is what we do here. Now, that's just a simple bubble screen, but because they're so worried about what's in here, that's the first person that can help make the play there. So now we've got a 15, an 18-yard gain on a play because we have taken advantage of what the defense is doing. Another thing that we like to do, again, we like to run what we call X Toledo. These are our X's. We like to just run. Toledo's a turn route for us. Sometimes just throw the ball out there, let your athletes make plays. Okay, it wasn't real hard on what we were doing here. It's just a simple turn route, and there's many different ways we do it, and we can add calls. And what we did here is we'll do different things out of this. This time we run it what we call him on a seam route because it holds the guy. We'll also take him out and try to block the corner and try to run up under it. So we run it through about 2 or 3 different ways. But again, that's just to us, that's a run. That's a safe pass. You know, that's basically a run where we are just got a real nice play for us. Okay. All right, we've got what we call Reno right here. Rattler, Reno. Rattler's to the right. Reno's our read route. Okay. He's going to come right here and hitch, and then he's going to run straight down, holds the defense. Nice, good play. Got the defense spread out. Defense, you know, like I said, the defense really doesn't like having to play this, okay? But you can see up front we get good protection. Our quarterback's 2.5 yards back. So now, even at 5'6", no one gets in his way. We got good protection and a good play there, okay? We talked about Reno and then Ringo. Here you come. Same team, same game. Now we've hit Reno a couple times. Now we're going to come back and hit Ringo, which is X stop and go. So he pumps in there on a stop, and now he goes. So we were able to take advantage of some of their stuff that they do. Another thing that we get a lot is we run so much option that we get the corners walked up in our guys' faces. And what they try to do is be able to help on the option. And what you have to be able to do is throw this route. I will talk about this on the goal line package, but our goal line package starts at the 15-yard line, not at the 10 like normal people. But this is a pass that we practice. We talked about that Monday and Tuesday when we go with the receivers, when we sprint down and throw for 10, 15 minutes. This is one of the routes we throw right here every day. And they call it, the kids, the players call this themselves. Okay, this is a playoff game against Loris. Okay, you can see right here they've called it 1-2, just right over his head, right there. Okay, again they don't, you know, that's something that just really hurts a defense. Okay, we're going to come back and run Toledo again, but now you're going to see this guy here go and block him. We talked about running the X Toledo different ways. You're going to see my 3-back go right here. See him going to get him. So now he gets a miss there. And now we've got 10, 12 yards off of it. You got to have different ways of running plays. Okay. We've got state championship game here, backed up inside our 15-yard line. We're going to throw the ball here. I talked about earlier DVD, coaching outside the box. This was not what we typically did here at Timberland. If we were here, you were guaranteed to get 3 runs. But we decided that we were going to do whatever we had to do to win. We've got Toledo now out of trips. So now you get him going to block, okay, here, get a miss. And now, and see, we were backed up. We had 1st and 25. Now we got 2nd and 12. We can manage that. But open field tackling is a very hard thing to do. And so now, if a guy misses, you got a chance. You got a chance to take it to the house. All right. Dillon High School, again, we've talked about them. All these guys, they're super athletes, 11 D1 offers. We knew we weren't going to be able to just run the ball on Dillon. We threw it 29 times this night, okay? This is just a leopard Reno. I mean, even though he's walked up here some, we do a really good job here. Right here, we just get a little stop, okay? 7, 8 yards. 7, 8 yards. Now, understand too is what we did here was a little different. We actually checked to a gun look here, and that's the good thing about being in this pistol. You can go from pistol to gun, and it's not that big of a deal. But understand this too. You have to decide when you do that what you want with your center. Do you want him to go snap with one hand or two? Remember, we're a two-handed snap. So even though we went to the gun, we stayed in a two-handed snap. All right. Now, here's another play for us, Leopard Falcon. Again, this is a lower state championship game. This is taking advantage. You have to take advantage of matchups. This matchup for them was not a good matchup, so we took advantage of it over and over and over. Now we're just in our regular pistol look. All we're doing is Leopard Falcon, just a nice little easy play here over the top. Okay, you could see the safety trying to run underneath for the other guy, but he couldn't do anything about it. Coaching outside the box. Okay, we knew if we went to an empty, we were getting a 3-4. Here, what we're going to do is we're going to get a little Leopard Falcon here. We're going to fade here. We're just going to get a nice, easy speed out away from the trips. Again, we're no backs, okay? Dylan hadn't seen us do this. You can see we're getting a check. He's checking it right there. He sees where we got the advantage, and we just get a little nice, easy out there. See, we had second and 7, 8. Now we got third and two, okay? Different formations, twins, tiger, leopard, reno, okay, leopard, reno, okay? Same play, we're running the same plays over and over and over, guys, but we're giving them different looks. Now he's going to see him running the seam and hold him. By him running in the seam, he holds the defense, and now we get what we want there. What we also, we talked about tags, okay? We tagged this play here. What we did is we ran a pig route with our outside guy, reverse back out, ran these guys on seams. Got to be able to do some different things, especially against teams that I mean, we've played each other. This is the 4th straight year in the playoffs we've played each other. So we pretty much can call each other's plays out. You talk about being able to give your kids chances to win. Because we threw the ball so much in the regular season, this is a 4th and 27 play with about 2.5, 3 minutes to go in the game. We were losing here, and this is the play. You know, this is the kind of confidence that our kids had late in the game in a lower state championship game. Got great protection. We talked about matchups. That's a matchup that we knew we wanted right there. Okay, so that's our quick passing game. I hope you can see that it's really not that hard, but it's something that you have to make yourself do in practice. And one thing that we also do is we think that's real beneficial to our players is we'll script about 15 plays, and then what we'll do is we'll move the ball up and down the field with the defense. We'll have coaches spotting the ball, and we'll just move at as fast a pace as we can, putting as much pressure on the kids as we can so they can make plays like you just saw here. Again, this is the quick passing game. We think if you start with this and work your way to our other aspects of our game, that you can be very successful in running this. Now we're going to talk about the play-action passing game that we do. We will play-action pass off the inside veer, the jet sweep, the Wofford sweep, and a few other things. But we feel like that the play-action passing game is real important, and it was really, really good to us this year, especially off the jet series, which you'll see that run series in a complimentary play DVD. The first thing we're going to talk about is how we call our play-action passing games. We talked about this a little earlier, that all we want to do is put the letter P in front of a word for play action. That means pass. And if we want to fake the jet, which we call Jerry and J-Lo, we would go P Jerry. Formations eagle, play actions P Jerry. Again, this sets the action for our lineman. This will tell our center which way we're going to call our slide protection. Okay, and it'll also tell my fullback which way to go. And then obviously call here is the route. This tells our receivers and our backs what kind of pass route we're running. So you've got an eagle, P. Jerry switch, or we'd call tiger right, P. Olga sucker. So all those we feel like are simple. The kids can understand them, and they understand what we're doing. The first thing we're going to talk about is what we call P-J-Lo, okay, which is basically jet left, okay? And what you'll be able to see is when we fake the jet, it's going to be behind the quarterback, and then he will move his feet according to which way we go. This is a P-J-Lo, okay? So we're faking jet left here. You can see right here, he's there, okay? You can see he fakes, and then he's got his back to the line of scrimmage. That's what we want. We want his back to the line of scrimmage with the ball hid. No one knows where the ball is right now. For all you know, he's got it. We could fake it to him. So basically, we feel like we're freezing the defense right now. Okay, we're freezing the defense. Back there, he steps back, and then he finds his target. So he's gonna fake, back to line of scrimmage, 1, 2, 3, set up, and hits what he can. I'll let you see it in one complete thing there. It's right here, fakes the jet, and there he is. Now we're going to go P. Jerry, which will be our play action with the jet to the right with the steps with the quarterback. Now he has to do his feet. Now he really has to move his body and set his feet. His back's here. Now he has to bring his feet on back around. And that takes some practice. You have to practice this with your quarterback. If not, he will end up passing off the wrong foot or off balance. You can see him come around. He gets his feet, and he's ready to go. We're going to go ahead now and talk about some of our play-action passing game film. And the thing is, we were very successful in doing this. And one of the first things that we're going to talk about is, we talked about tight end trips and how it was good to us. All these, that's a receiver, that's a running back, there's your tight end, there's a split end. We're in tight end trips left. We're going to fake the jet here, okay? Now, this was early in the year, so my quarterback didn't do a real good job with his steps. But we end up hitting a tight end on a seam route here. Because we run so much, you can see the defense is completely lost on what we're doing there. But he was trying to get his head around on the tight end so quick, he really didn't take his feet and do what he was supposed to, but still, same purpose there. You can see the defense was gone, and it was a nice little easy play for us. Okay. Here we are, eagle. Now we're going to fake jet to the left here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to run what we call a switch route. He's going to come here, and he's going to run a wheel route. He's going to switch, and we're going to run the wheel. You can see him fake here. And he didn't do a great job of faking, but the play action actually just pulls the whole defense with him. Again, you talk about quick games, okay? We will do our radar and lavas, which is our bubble screen sometimes. Sometimes we'll play action off of it. And then sometimes we'll just take and throw it out and let our athletes make plays. And that's basically what we were doing there on that here. Now, what we'll also do is we will go out of trips, and now we'll get numbers out there. You can see here, we've got trips and they've got 2. So we're checking. We've got numbers here. And that's basically like a nice run for us. Now what we're also going to do here is, first time we run this, then we're going to have a penalty, but we're going to come back and run jet to the right. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get a hook here, and we're going to get a wheel route. He's actually going to hit the hook for a touchdown. He should have hit the wheel. But that's another little formate and a little route that you'll see that we will get. Okay, we got a penalty. Now we're going to come. We fake the jet there. We got max protection here. He steps in and hits there. whereas he should have hit this guy, but the hook was open for a touchdown too. This was Dylan. This was in the first quarter. Dylan's defense have given up 18 points all year long. That was it. 21 points all year long. And this was the first time their starting defense had been scored on in the first half all year. But what we did is we got in the trips here, and we faked the toss, okay? And then we were able to take our fullback away from it to max protect, and we caught Dylan. We caught them worried about the run. You can see here, backers are up. He's all the way here. And so our receiver makes a nice catch. And that was one of our biggest pass plays of the year there, because it really threw Dylan for a loop there. Okay. Talked about formations. We're in twins tiger again. They're not really honoring this. They're daring us to throw it. So what we end up doing out here is we just throw what we call, we're in the gun. We've checked to the gun, but my center's still snapping with two, and we just throw. That's all we're doing there. Again, sometimes when you're an option team, people just dare you to throw. Coaching outside the box, okay? We talked about this. We're twins, unbalanced. If you've scouted us, anytime we're unbalanced twins, about 95% run, especially backed up on our own goal line here. So what we're going to do is we're going to fake the jet. We're going to fake the jet and hit a little switch route here. Right here. Gets us out of a hole. Gets to a nice play. What you're going to get here is we're in twins eye. So you can see a little better. We're in twins eye. Again, really not honoring this. So what we end up doing here is we ended up just throwing out a nice little pass. You can see how we turn two. And now we got a first down. We're going to run the switch route again down here out of our tiger set. There's our tight end wing split in here. P. Jerry, we got the switch route going. And they leave him uncovered. They run it. You can see them running with this guy here. It pulled the whole defense out, and we were able to get a nice little play there. Slot right eye. We're going to fake the inside veer, and we're going to throw the fade. And what we end up doing, we throw it to the back shoulder, like a lot of people do now. Here, fake the inside veer, pulls the defense, and we throw a back shoulder fade there, and puts the defense in a tough situation. The one thing I want to show you too is what really helps when you got people. I want you to see right here. Watch what this guy does. Coming on. He sees the catch, and he finishes the play there. You've got to have people that's going to be willing to do those kinds of things. Okay? Talked about running the football into the boundary. We also like to throw the football into the boundary. You'll see here we're going to run the jet switch route into the boundary because the defense has been set over there, and basically it's just like a nice little easy toss for us. A lot of people don't think you're going to throw into the boundary, so we decide, that's something that we like to do here. What we also do is we got our tight end wing here. This is an old wing T play that we're going to fake the buck sweep, and we're going to let this guy continue down the sideline. They have not. This was Loris High School in a second-round playoff game. They have not seen us run this play all year long. This was a 4th down and 7 play, and they just didn't see him coming out of the backfield, and we end up, I think about 3 plays later, scoring on that. So that's some of our play-action passing game there. Again, when you combine those two elements, the quick game and this, along with what we're getting ready to talk about, our sprint-out passing game, we feel like that you'll have enough in your package to really put a lot of pressure on the defense. The last phase of our offense we're going to talk about in the passing game is the sprint out passing game. It's been a real good part of our offense. It allows us to get out on the corner, especially, we have a 5'6" quarterback, but he also gets a chance to use his feet, gets his legs a little bit, and it's just been real good. There's about 3 routes that we really focus on, and we're going to show you those routes out of some different formations. The way we call our sprint out passing game is we call Rusty and Wallace. Of course, Rusty Wallace is a race car driver. Rusty's to the right, Wallace is to the left. And when we run Rusty, what we want to do is we're going to ask our quarterback, when he goes, he's going to drop step, open up, and he's going to try to have what we call like a half banana. And he's going to try to get depth to about 6 or 7 yards and come downhill when he throws. We want him to avoid him running parallel to the line of scrimmage, because when you're running parallel to the line of scrimmage and throw, you just can't get enough on the ball and you end up with bad throws. But if you can get that half banana and come downhill and throw, we feel like the sprint out passing game is a real good part to add to what we're doing here. What you're going to see here, you're going to see our quarterback here on the Rusty steps, okay, which is to the right. Okay, you're going to see him. He opens, he steps, he crosses over, and he comes downhill. Believe it or not, it's just like what we talked about before. We tend to throw the ball better on the Wallace than the Rusty, and I'll show you why. But here, a lot of times, what you really got to work on with your quarterback, going to the right, since they're right-handed, they tend to get depth and move parallel instead of getting downhill. And that's the thing that you really want to avoid. Okay, you can see him coming down. He's drifting a little bit, but we want him even more downhill there. Now, on the Wallace, what you want is you want to come down, same half banana. Okay, you want to open up, crossover, half banana. But now what you've got to really do is you've got to pull the elbow through and get those shoulders through so you can get something on the football. So because they have to do that, my quarterbacks tend here to even throw better on the going left than they do right, because they really have to get their shoulders set, have to get their hips set, because if they don't, they're going to have a really bad throw and put us in some bad spots. But you'll see on Wallace here, step, crossover, see him pull his arm through there. You see his shoulders, he's downhill, he's ready to throw. We're going to look at that again, okay? Really good. You can see him right here, step, open up. There's his elbow. There he is, pulled his arms through real well. He's here. He's downhill. Okay, his hips aren't open. He's going to his target. And that is what we want when we're doing our Wallace, which is sprint out to the left. The first play you're going to get here is you're going to get trips right with a tight end. This is the team that ran the 3-3 the whole time against us, and we've been really hurting them with the midline, okay, and the outside veer. So now we're coming back here, and we're going to do a little sprint out here to the right, and we're going to call what we call Florida. Florida's an old-timey flood route. You're going to have a comeback and a corner, comeback with the outside guy, corner with number 2. And you're going to see us here. You'll see him come out, see him come downhill, and we get a nice catch there. Now, the thing that I like about it is you can see our protection, see him backing up right here. Okay, what we're doing here is we're basically giving ground. We're basically giving ground here. Okay, these 3 are giving ground. These are reaching. These are reaching. Okay, got to keep your center off the ground here. But these are reach. Your fullback is going to come outside and get first man outside your tackle there. And so basically what we're trying to do is to protect his backside and make sure nothing hits him in the face here. Talked about running into the boundary, throwing into the boundary. Here we go again. We're going to Rusty again into the boundary, okay? And because their defense is set, they're in a 4-3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've got we're in a little close look here. So they've actually set their defense here. And we get a nice little throw, a little pitch and catch right here. We get a little half roll. It comes open early. He comes off of it, and we're there. Now, what we also do, again, we talked about earlier, we can tag stuff, okay? I think we're going to get a penalty here, so we'll reset. We'll reset this in just a second. We're going to get a penalty here. Yep. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get what we're going to get a rusty call here. We've actually got our fullback offset to the right, down in a three-point stance. But what we're going to do is we're going to go rusty hammer. Hammer is when we fade it 10-yard out. But what we're also going to do is we've tagged him here with a 3 flare. Now it's going to pull this guy here, and you're going to see this hole open up right there. You're going to see this hole open up. See him pull up, opens up the hole. Nice seam for us right there. Nice little seam. That play was really good to us, okay? Basically got the same thing here. We've got trips with a tight end backside, okay, except this time we're here. We're going to do like a rusty, we call it a read route. And what we're doing is we're letting this guy here, he's a very smart football player for us. He's going to read the defense, and basically what he's going to do is he's going to find a hole, and when he finds that hole, he's just going to open up. You'll see him right here. We're going to get sprint out. We're getting a rusty. He's out. You see him find that spot right there, and you see where he is there. But what we'll do there, again, he was on a little fade, and what he did is he just found a hole here. He found a hole. Okay, now we're going to show you sprint out to the left. Okay, you're going to see sprint out to the left here. You're going to see him run the fade, 10-yard out, 5-yard out. Okay, this is our normal offense. Okay, we're not in anything special, so the defense does not have a tip that we're throwing the ball. As far as they know, we're running it. Sprints left, pulls his arm through. And again, that's just a little, nice, easy pitch and catch. But you can see here, watch him pull his arm through, pulls it through. He's got his shoulder set, gives a nice little toss. So now we got 2 yards to go for a first down. We're running the same route here, but now we hit the 5-yard out, and our receivers do an outstanding job blocking downfield, and this turns into a 70-yard touchdown pass on just a nice little flip. You get him blocking backside, you got him sealing here, and a 5-yard flip turns into a 70-yard touchdown pass. Okay, now what we've got is we've got a spread left here with a tight end. Okay, and what we're going to do here is we're going to have a little half sprint. We've got a gun here, and what we've decided to do is we do not want our center to snap with one hand even though we're in a gun, because we don't want anybody to scout us and let them see that, hey, when one hand's on the football, that's a pass. No, we're going to keep it 2 hands. We're going to get a little half sprint out here, and we're going to get a little Wallace hammer here and get us a nice little 3-4 yard gain. You can see a little half sprint, pulls up, and gets us a little 3-4 yard gain, and now we got 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 7. We're going to get here, spread against a 4-3. Okay, again, you're going to get a falcon here, you're going to get a 10-yard out, and you're going to get a little read route. See him sprinting out here, does a really good job of coming downhill, picks up his target quick, and really we're on the defense before they have a chance to adjust a whole lot. This is a route that we added later on in the year. We called a hammer route, which is a fade and 10-yard out, but we just end up trailing this guy. The next play you'll see, he really trails him. Here he only goes about 2 or 3 yards deep. The next time you see it, you'll see him come across the formation. And you can see here, okay, he's fading, he's 10-yard out. See, now he just trails, he just sits. Quarterback gets in trouble, and he just sits. He just sat in a little open hole, and tried to find it. Here you're going to see this guy here. He's going to come across the formation. Okay, we're going to get a hook, we're going to get a wheel, and we're going to get a trail route. And it really just ends up becoming almost like a pitch. Watch him there. It ends up being a 2-yard pass that turns into a touchdown. And that's, what we're looking for on stuff with our passing game. That's going to conclude our passing game. We feel like whenever you have the quick game, the play action game, and the sprint out passing game, that is enough stuff to really put the defense in a bind, especially when you incorporate it right now with the midline, the inside, the outside veer, and your complementary play package. And, if you can do those things and not tip the defense and stay in your base stuff and run what you want to passing-wise, we feel like you'll be very successful in implementing this whole package.